When the hunt becomes totally silent, the prey might still look alive, but in reality its fate is already sealed. The snow leopard's long tail is almost the size of its entire body. While falling from high up, it constantly swings it to adjust its posture, making sure it always lands on all fours. As it lands, its spine curves to act as a cushion, spreading the impact across its whole body for a perfect landing. The moment it finally secures its meal, all that hard work pays off. It is honestly hard to believe it can drop from a steep cliff and walk away without a single scratch. It has to eat as much as possible while it can. With this mountain sheep providing energy, it won't have to worry about food for the next 2 weeks. Over in the Himalayas, the weather is warming up and the snow is starting to melt. For the little animals, it's that time of the year again for mating. But up on this high-altitude plateau, mating season can be a lonely affair. Struggling to find a partner, a female named Luna is spraying her scent everywhere. Snow leopard urine is incredibly strong, something our camera crew can definitely vouch for. But male snow leopards are absolutely drawn in by this intense smell. The scent Luna leaves behind is like a pre-marriage health check. Males can read the hormone levels to figure out if she is young and healthy, helping them decide whether to mate. If she meets his standards, he will start calling out to track down her location. Up on these quiet cliffs, those calls can travel for miles, each shout echoing through the canyon isn't just random noise, it's the male making his intentions crystal clear. Luna can actually gauge his physical fitness just from his voice. Once they both agree, they'll travel great distances to meet up. To ensure a successful pregnancy, a male snow leopard might mate over 30 times a day. He wants to be absolutely sure those cubs are his. But once mating is done, he will flip a switch and leave. He takes zero part in raising the kids. Little does he know, this encounter has just pushed Luna into a life or death situation. Inside a rocky cave, amidst sounds of intense pain, Luna successfully gives birth to 2 tiny cubs. The newborns are completely blind at first. During this time, Luna can't go out hunting. She has to burn her own body fat to provide highly nutritious milk for her cubs. This is when she is at her absolute weakest. Sadly, the scent of blood from the birth has already drifted through the air. The male that mated with Luna didn't actually go far. Up on the cliff, the sound of the cubs makes him stop in his tracks, but he doesn't recognize them as his own. His approach throws Luna into a total panic. To protect her babies, she has no choice but to stand her ground. From his scent, Luna knows he's the father of her cubs, but her instincts tell her that males will ruthlessly kill cubs just to mate again. This forces her back into defense mode. To avoid getting hurt, they engage in a very strange kind of standoff. With deep growls and kicking up dirt with their back legs, they try to intimidate each other into backing down. This isn't cowardice. It is a smart survival strategy. Up on this harsh plateau, even a minor injury can easily become a death sentence. Luna knows exactly what the male is thinking, but for the safety of her babies, she simply cannot take any chances. At over 16,000 feet high, the weather is incredibly unpredictable. Sleet and snow can drag on for days. The snow leopard mom can only hide in her den, keeping her little ones warm. Each cub needs at least half a pound of milk every day, which means Luna has to constantly turn her own body fat into milk. Right now she is freezing and starving, but there is absolutely nothing she can do except pray for the weather to clear up. 3 days go by and the sleet finally stops. The cold, wet weather has left Luna completely exhausted and starving. She desperately needs a good meal right now, but surprisingly, the male snow leopard still hasn't left. It looks like he's made a bold decision. A yak drinking from the melted snow catches his eye. Those sharp horns could easily pierce a snow leopard's skin, but the calf next to it is completely defenseless. The male lowers his body, getting ready to launch his attack. His incredible camouflage lets him sneak up right next to his prey. Seeing her calf grabbed by the neck and taken down, the mother yak instantly charges in to attack. Even facing those deadly horns, the male leopard doesn't back down. For a second, this reckless behavior is pretty much a suicide mission. If he gets seriously injured, it is highly likely he will die. This ambush leaves the male severely wounded. Although he successfully caught his prey, he barely eats any of it. He drags the leftovers to the bottom of Luna's cliff and walks away without even looking back. Meanwhile, sheepdogs are searching for the missing yak. In his injured state, the male leopard stands no chance against Tibetan mastiffs. If he alerts the herders, the consequences would be disastrous. A flock of vultures is circling low in the sky. Their presence always means food is nearby. The vultures can't fight off a gray wolf, so they just have to sit back and watch it. Enjoy a massive feast, but the wolf needs to know when to quit. If the vultures team up and fight back, it won't stand a chance. Luna the snow leopard has also caught the scent of the beef, but she doesn't dare go down and eat. She knows that if she leaves the den, her cubs could be killed in an instant. Not far below the cliff, a pack of gray wolves has set up camp. The mother wolf brings back fresh beef for her pups. She regurgitates the food to feed her hungry babies. Watching the wolf pups happily feasting, a starving and thirsty Luna starts getting restless. She has to go out and hunt, otherwise she won't have enough milk for both of her cubs. Heading down the mountain, Luna makes a beeline for the yak carcass. Even though scavengers have already picked it apart, there is still a little bit of meat left on the bones. For a starving Luna, this is an absolute blessing in disguise. Right at that moment, a curious magpie flies into the leopard's den. The two little guys hide deep in the cave, too terrified to even breathe. Even without seeing it clearly, they can sense danger approaching. Acting on pure instinct, they start growling just like their mom taught them. By the time they hit 2 months old, the cubs begin weaning off milk and eating solid food, which means Luna has to constantly hunt down meals for her babies. Food is incredibly scarce in the harsh Himalayas. To feed her family, Luna sometimes has to hike dozens of miles a day just to track down prey. The two little ones have grown so much, they are super curious about the outside world. But with Luna not home, if they step out of the cave, they could easily get themselves killed. To get a good meal, Luna is forced to travel even further to hunt. Right now, the markhor are in their mating season. Compared to snow leopards, their courtship is actually quite romantic. The rams, with their long hair and huge spiraled horns, show off their strength. During this time, the males will constantly flick their tongues to confess their love to the females. It is a cheeky move, but the females cannot resist it. But this trick is not just for anyone. Only the strongest win the right to mate. To fight for that right, the rams will lock horns and battle it out. Snow leopards have incredible hearing. They can hear the sound of horns clashing from miles away. The winning ram gets to mate with up to 10 females in the herd. 10 is just the limit of the herd, not the limit of his strength, but these cozy times will not last forever. Luna's arrival shatters the romance. To make a successful kill, she needs to get within 5 meters. With her silent stealth and perfect camouflage, Luna can sneak right up on the blue sheep without them ever noticing. A failed hunt takes a huge physical toll, making her hunger even worse. The clear sky suddenly turns dark and a heavy snowstorm hits the valley. For a snow leopard, this is actually the perfect time to hunt. The rustling sound of the snow lowers the blue sheep's guard. Luna can use this to get super close. A snow leopard only succeeds about once in every 5 attempts. Every single strike drains a massive amount of energy. For a nursing mother like Luna, this can be fatal. Time keeps ticking by. The two cubs are growing fast on their mother's milk. Without food, she cannot feed her babies. As a first-time mom, Luna is starting to feel hopeless. The little ones do not quite understand how their mom feels. After nursing them, Luna drags her exhausted body out to hunt again. To get enough salt, the blue sheep climb steep cliffs to lick the mineral-rich rocks. Luna has zero room for error. She has to seize this chance. After days of trying, Luna finally catches a blue sheep. The rich meat is exactly what she needs to recharge. Luna calls her cubs over to eat. This is the first time the little ones get to taste fresh meat since weaning, but the smallest cub hides on the cliff, too scared to come down. The smell of blood is already spreading in the air. This scent will attract more competitors. A female snow leopard leads her 3 nearly grown cubs straight toward the food. Before they could even take a few bites, the invaders snatch their hard-earned meal. Luna cannot just give up the food. She knows that backing down means her babies will go hungry, but the intruders' 3 big cubs instantly change her mind. To keep her own cubs safe, she has no choice but to retreat. However, the invaders are not satisfied with just the prey. They do not just steal Luna's food. They even try to take over her territory, dragging 2 little cubs along. Luna has no way to fight back. She can only take her babies and leave this heartbreaking place. In the blink of an eye, autumn arrives. The Himalayas see early snowfalls in September. Homeless, Luna and her family are still struggling just to get a full meal. To escape the freezing wind, Luna manages to find shelter in another snow leopard's territory. The family of 3 can rest here for now. A relentless blizzard howls through, dropping temperatures drastically. To feed her cubs, Luna has to brave the bitter cold to find food. The heavy snow covers the dry grass the blue sheep eat. The sheep are forced to hide in the valley to look for food. This also means Luna has to travel far away from her den to hunt, waiting so long for their mom to return. The little ones start to panic. Freezing and hungry, the cubs' urge to follow their mom grows stronger. But they have no idea what happens if they leave the den. Luna has already spotted the blue sheep. For her babies, she has zero room for failure. If they do not get food soon, she and her cubs will not survive. The harsh winter, right as Luna is about to make the kill, disaster strikes. The snow hides a jagged rock, and Luna accidentally slices her paw open. Up on this brutal, freezing plateau, any injury can lead to death, starving. And in pain, Luna starts to lose hope, but she does not even care about herself right now. Her injured paw ruins her sprint, so she sets her sights on a herder's yak. Charging into a yak herd alone is basically suicide. But for her cubs, Luna has passed the point of no return. She bites onto a yak and holds on for dear life. She knows this might be her only chance. But the mother yak's protective instinct is just as fierce. The sharp horns violently pierce right through Luna's body. She does not even try to dodge. With her own flesh and blood, she takes hit after hit from the frantic attacks. The mother yak manages to save her baby, but Luna fails to secure a lifeline for her own cubs. Looking back at her two babies, she is filled with guilt. She even wonders if she deserves to be a mother at all. 3 days later, Luna succumbs to her severe injuries and leaves the snowy mountains she guarded her whole life. She proved just how powerful a mother's love truly is. The two little ones do not seem to understand what death means yet. Without their mom's protection on this brutal snowy plateau, how will they survive? Having lost their mother, will the male snow leopard step up to protect them?